With me, I start from like $6,000 now.
So artists nowadays, yeah, because even though
actually, no, I need to change that. I start from 10 now.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Oh, we just went up.
Yeah. You know, I just remembered who I was.
Oh, we just went up.
I just remembered what video got released.
We just went up. Alright, cool. So. It's Trist City, and I'm back with another episode of the Brand Therapy Podcast. So as you don't know, we are in quarantine. So we're just utilising what we can do, and obviously trying to make the most of a pretty up and down situation. As you can see, I'm in a different environment. We're working off of a different camera setup. I might even sneakily show you lot like the setup of what we got right now afterwards, because it's a bit mad. But listen,
let's not do that.
So I said to you, the main aim of the show is to obviously bring people that, number one, I rate and respect, people that can be inspirational in one way, shape or form, and people that we can learn from. So today I have got the one and only, one of the award-winning videographers, content creators, and a creative genius by the name of Ashleigh Jadee the Great. Well gone, Ash.
Well gone.
Alright, so obviously now, jokes aside, you know we had to get this in. I feel like even when we had the interview before on Bro Daily, it wasn't with me. Mm-hmm. We've never actually properly sat down. Yeah. We've done a few Instagram lives. But over the years...
Cute. I remember that. That was cute.
That was. But over the years, I feel like we've always... What I feel is that we've always had a certain mindset that has always connected in one way, shape or form. Our journeys have probably crossed paths in one way, shape or form as it's gone on. Mm-hmm. I've seen loads of your growth, even probably before we was talking, from like photo days and from like lip syncing days, and I don't know how far we can go back, like when Raekwon was a cameraman days.
Oh my god, I love him.
Come on, no my thing goes back. You know what I'm saying? No my thing goes back. But yeah, like I said, at the moment you're on fire. In like every single year, I think from watching your progress has just literally gone up and up and up and up and up. There's no coincidence. Like the people that I like to speak to are people that I know there's a method behind why they're successful. Mm-hmm. And I feel like you are intentionally doing things and you are intentionally heading in the direction, and it's working, B. Like it looks like it's working.
We're working.
So how's everything going, first and foremost? Like how you dealing with this quarantine?
I mean, there ain't really much to do. All my shoots got put on hold. But luckily...
How are you dealing with that? Like, mentally, firstly?
I love it. I actually don't like leaving my house, so I don't mind it. It's easy.
But, okay, so from a business point of view, like, how are you going to adjust? Because, obviously, you're relying completely on contact. Like, you have to be... I'm assuming everything you do relies on you being out, right? Pretty
much. Or it's, like, just promoting work. So, luckily, before this all happened, I shot, I think, like, 4 or 5 videos. So there's 4 or 5 projects just sitting there to be released. Okay. So that's cool. That will keep it going until this is all over, and then we just go back out and shoot.
So just for those that don't know, describe what you do in a nutshell. Because obviously I gave you like the gas at the beginning. Yeah. But describe what you do in a nutshell. Because it ain't as simple as saying a videographer.
Yeah, no, I don't even call myself videographer anymore. I'm past that. Like
Sorry. We'll edit that part out. Sorry.
I mean, we used to do that. Like, yeah. So I'm a director now. So literally, I just direct. I focus on getting the vision from up here into a treatment, approved by the client, and making sure that that comes out in the project, like in real life. So everything is put together the way that I said it would be.
So does that mean every time you've got a client, you go to them with the vision before? Sometimes
no, not always. Nowadays, I've found that artists, they normally know what they want. So sometimes artists will come to me with the whole idea and be like, yeah, I want to do a video like this, this, and this. Sometimes the artist might come to me and be like, all I know is that I want to do this. And then I have to figure out the rest of it. But I always try and put my little spin onto it as well.
So obviously, looking at your journey from the outside, like let's go back a bit. Like something I try and stay away from is the cliche, like tell us how you started out. Yeah. Because really and truly, I want to more so talk about now and the mindset behind the brand and how we've built it to the level that we built it at and where we're going with it. Cool. But just give us like a summary of the last, how long would you say it is? I saw you tweet today. It's
my 10th year. Yeah, it's my 10th year.
And to be 10 years in anything takes a lot of dedication. and a lot of resilience, and a lot of whatever else you're going to tell us you've gone through in the journey.
Damn. Alright, so I started out by doing GCSE. So this is actually before the 10 years. So in GCSE I did media, loved it. And then I said, I'm going to go to college and do a BTEC in media. Went to college, there was photography every Tuesday for 6 weeks. I fell in love with it. Meanwhile, while I was doing college, I was working in Primark, so I was making the money. I was also doing like side hustles as well, so I made the money to get my camera and bought it off a photographer that actually worked on my till. And then I was just begging him like, let me come to a shoot, please, please. Eventually he let me go to a shoot with him, and it ended up being a Wretch 3-2 shoot. Scorcher was directing it.
And this was your first shoot?
Yeah, it's the first time I'd ever been on set. It was in Shoreditch actually, where the nightclub is now. There used to be a studio there. And I was on set, taking behind the scene pictures. I was so nervous. Like, I was shaking.
That's your first set. How old are you?
I was 17.
Is it?
Yeah. I was nervous because I've gone there, I've seen Scorcher directing.
Yeah.
Because back in the day, the movement was I loved the movement.
Yeah.
Getz is just chilling. Merkston's there. Wretch is his video shoot.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh my god.
And this is like movement peak as well. Like, this is when.
Do you get it?
Yeah.
It was a video called Superhero. Do you remember?
Yeah.
And they'd do all these big cameras. I was like, what's going on? Like, I couldn't even believe that this was all happening.
So at this stage, you was only there to take photos of behind the scenes, which I think is important, because I feel like a lot of people now probably just want to go straight to just the big shoots and not even think about getting in that. But you didn't tactfully try and get in there that way? That just happened?
I knew I wanted to be a photographer. I thought in my head that I was going to end up doing, like in my head I was like, I want to do the artwork for artists. So that was a tactic, to be on set with artists, to meet them, build relationships, and then eventually shoot their covers, which I did do with Scorcher. I did his Concrete Jungle cover, the purple one.
I remember Concrete Jungle, I remember that album.
Yeah, I shot that in my college.
Is it?
Yeah, it was nuts. I had to sneak him in my college.
So you started off thinking about doing the graphic side of it, the design side of it?
Yeah, like designing the covers, doing the photography for it, just taking the images. Cause I used to love opening CDs and like reading the booklets and seeing all the artwork.
Same.
So
I used to love
that.
100%.
I always think of like Aaliyah's one, her album.
I think that's where, I always think of So Solid Cruise.
Oh,
like,
that one was banging,
So Solid, like, felt like it was like a magazine. And like, because they had the mug shots of like all of them, and then there's certain man that you didn't necessarily know until you read the thing, and you're like, well, who's man? And then you're reading who's in each song and all that.
Yeah.
But I feel like at that stage, how did you, like, after you left that shoot, the day that you did the photography, what did you leave thinking was the next step?
I made sure that I met a lot of people. That's where I first ever met Shams. That's where I first ever met G Fresh. I think I met Sincere on that shoot. Obviously Scorcher, Wretch. So
when you say you met them, because I think like it's a key point, did you, like, one thing that I've noticed about you is you're very good at networking. And I've always said to myself, like, I think it's so key in anything you do.
It's about who you know.
But then a lot of people think, how do you utilise on that link? So only because I'm here and you're sitting there and we haven't met before, like, how did you utilise on that link? Because some people have had too much pride, too much ego, some people might do too much and almost push the link away. Like, what was it for you that allowed you to leave, I'm assuming, knowing all of them, like having a contact with all of them? Yeah, I think how I did it was I made sure in my head, I knew that you have to take pictures of people because people want pictures. So they're going to want to know who you are. So they'll be like, oh, where are the pictures going? And I'll be like, oh, here, let me take your email and I'll send them to you. That's it, the connection's made. So it was like, I knew from the jump that you've got to be like valuable. Yeah. You can't just be like, oh, I wanna have your number. Why? Oh, just because you're G Fresh. There's something to give, something to give, Yeah, so I would take the pictures and be like, yeah, I can send them to you and I'll edit them and da-da-da-da. And I would go straight home and do that and then send it straight to them so that they would remember me quick. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I used to do. Then from there, how did we move on? From there, the photographer that took me there, he went to America and Scorcher wanted someone to do the behind the scenes pictures for She Likes To with Wiley, Chip, Ice Kid, Criminal, everyone. That was the video I meant when I said lip syncing. That's the video I was talking about. Yeah, I remember. And they thought the behind the scene pictures that they liked was that photographer's, but they were actually mine. Yeah. So when they found out it was mine, they was like, "I'll tell her to come." So then I remember I went there.
And I feel like that's when me and Sculpture developed a better relationship. Like we had like a little like, it was like a brother and sister relationship. And then from there, I remember he took me Nando's with one of my friends, and he was with Wretch and someone else, and he was like, yeah, we're gonna have a meeting. So I was like, all right, cool. So we went and had the meeting at Nando's. He was like, yeah, I want you to join my production company. So I was just like, what? Like,
this is like day two, basically, like day two of work. It's your second.
This was probably after, it's probably after the second shoot, being around him, because he'd seen the pictures and he was like, yeah, I like him. Or maybe that was actually before I can't remember which order it went, but basically I joined Staple House, a production company.
Oh, okay, sick.
I was his photographer, so yeah.
So from there, like, just to kind of summarize, because I feel like one thing that you've done so well, and I feel it's hard to do, is you've converted that following or those connections into every other part of media that you're going to do. Like, a lot of people could have saw it as, well, yeah, that was Ashleigh, the photographer. So why would I do my video with her? Why would I do this? How have you allowed those relationships to last so long?
I feel like it's just consistency. That's all it is, because like...
Consistency at what you do, or consistency at building a relationship?
A bit of both. But I feel like you can have a relationship with somebody and it disappears, and then they see you X amount of years later and you're still doing your thing, but you might have progressed into something different. They can only respect it. And then that will make them, like, if you wanted to approach them and be like, yeah, cool, I want to do this, they're most likely going to want to do it, because they've known me from when I was running around holding a camera to now. And
it's trustworthy. I think one thing with you, people trust in the brand because they've seen the journey.
Yeah, like, and I pride myself on delivering, because I hear people all the time. They got all the amount of stories I hear about editors, videographers.
We're gonna get to that, because you know that I think anyone who follows me knows, like, I often rant about creatives, like, and I feel so passionate about it. Like, it jars me so much. And I think I've consistently come across the same issue, which we will get onto shortly. So fast track from there, you've now got in your catalogue like some, I would say, bad boy videos. On top of that, I think your work has you can see the improvement, which I think is sick. Like, it's not just like I said something the other day on Twitter about the state of the music scene, and I think there's a lot of support towards people's friends, and I think it can sometimes blind the talent. And I think when someone is like well networked, or what people might say is big, I think nowadays we don't actually look into the talent as much anymore, because we just think, oh, it's my man. But when you actually deep it, you've got the network, but you've also got the sick product as well, which I think is so important, and you've seen the progress in it. So how do we start getting to like Roddy Ricch shoots, and like even like M Huncho shoots, and this end of where now UK music is obviously doing very well, there's a lot of money in it. How did you remain dominant now?
I feel like it's consistency, and I feel like people know when they come to me, they're getting a certain type of product. It's like, you can't come to me with like £1,000 for a hood video, because I'll just be like, oh, I don't know what that is.
Alright, so what's the start? What is, because I don't know. The reason I started this podcast was to do the business side of everything. So if I sat down with your favourite artist, I wouldn't necessarily talk about what inspires you to do music. I want to know the business side of things. So from someone who doesn't know loads about like the bag that's getting thrown about in these situations, like what is a starter video of Ashleigh Jadee?
With me, I start from like £6,000 now.
So artists nowadays, because even though
actually, no, I need to change that. I start from 10 now.
Oh shit! Yeah. Oh, we just went up.
I just remembered who I was.
Oh, we just went up.
I just remembered what video got released.
We just went up. Alright, cool. So you see, like, is this just to like almost teach me this side of it that I don't know? Yeah. Is this label money? Is this artist money? Firstly.
To be honest, my independent artists throw me 10 bags. Okay. So like, that's just a normal now. Okay. So when labels come to me with like anything lower than 10, I'm kind of like. Nah.
And what is it like? What's the difference? How do you find the difference working with a label, working with artists?
Working with artists, I always find I find that much better actually, because it's like, it's A to B. Do you get it? With labels, it's kind of like, there's a lot of running around. A lot of people have to approve it. Whereas when it's the artist, it's just to artists and maybe their manager, and that's it.
And what's the process like? So like, say for example, because for me, and obviously we was watching some of your work before, and I said like, I look at a video and I think a video is sick based on like concept, but there's a lot that I miss.
Yeah.
Like, because I'm not that person, and there's
It's just
probably
the
loads.
eyes are different, yeah.
So the process from like, okay, I come to you, I'm M Huncho or whatever it might be, whichever artist it is, DBE, whatever, and I say like, cool, this is my 10 bags to start. What's 10 bags getting me, by the way? Is that getting me a good video?
Yeah, it would be a decent video, yeah. It depends on concept. Do you get it?
Yeah, so let's say I'm starting with 20. I want
Yeah. 20's more.
So let's say we're starting with 20.
Yeah.
I don't know how deep you're willing to get, but I am genuinely intrigued to know, first and foremost, the splits and the importance of who's involved in that. Because when I see you post stuff, I see hella credits.
Yeah.
So how many
Big
people
teams.
become involved in that? That 20 bags is not necessarily going straight to you, I'm assuming.
Oh, no.
So that's going amongst who?
Everything. So the 20 bags will cover all your crew. So crew is director, producer, assistant producer, DOP. Do you know what a DOP
What's
is?
a DOP?
Director of photography. So that's like an advanced cameraman. Sometimes they don't even hold the camera. They'll have a camera assistant that will operate the camera for them.
Okay.
But they are like the head of the camera and lighting department. So me, the DOP, and my first assistant director, the three of us work together.
Sorry, because I'm going to cut you so many
It's
bits,
cool.
and I think it's important for
It's
people
good.
who don't have a clue. Like, what's your assistant director do?
So my assistant director is my right hand. So depending on how you direct, like me, sometimes I'll be loud if I want to. Like I'll be like action, playback if I want to. But ultimately, like I can tell my AD to do that.
Okay.
So I literally should be like, yeah, I want to get another shot of that. Cool. They go and set. Yeah, so you see in Future and Drake's video, you see at the end when Drake's like, what do you want to do?
Yeah.
And he's like, one more shot. Okay, all right, you're the boss.
Yeah.
That's the first AD.
Okay.
And then Future was the DOP.
Okay.
So see when he was like, we need a 35mm, he's letting his team know. Director's like, let's switch it up.
Okay, cool.
So it's like I communicate with the AD and the DOP. The DOP tells his department, the camera and lights, and the AD will kind of make sure that camera know what's going on, the producer knows what's going on, and they might even go and talk to like cast for me.
So is that your responsibility to get all of those people together? So if I come to you, do you go and get that team together?
My producer does, but I approve who I want.
When they come back to you.
So my producer could come to me and be like, right, this DOP is free, or they might be like, what DOPs do you want? I'll be like, I want this one, my first choice, this second, third, but let's get that one. Okay,
and in regards to like, who sits down with the artist and works out how this video is going to look?
Me.
And then you then deliver that to, so who does storyboard? You as well?
Yeah,
and then
but no one really does storyboards, it's more like video treatments.
Okay.
But again, if it's independent artists, I will do a treatment, but sometimes it's just picking up the phone. Like, artists work differently. Like, I've got some independent artists that I work with, I have to just go studio with them. Or the other day, that one of them was at a photo shoot, and I had to just go to the photo shoot, and then we went out to eat afterwards, so I can just sit down and be like, boom, you want this for this video, and you're doing this and this.
Is that your way? That's not necessarily standard. That's the way
sometimes I have to understand how they work, because some artists are a bit all over the place. Some are so busy that they don't have the capacity to think about like me calling them. It's better just face to face sometimes.
Alright, cool. So you got to the stage of sat down, done storyboard, etc., and you're in that. Realistically, you've got to budget that money, yeah. So you've got to budget 20,000. So you've got to basically work out who can be most effective, but at the same time, you still need to keep the bag for yourself. Needs to be, you've obviously set yourself aside what you want for you. So then, in that circle or team or whatever, is it fair to assume you get paid the most?
Yeah, most likely, yeah.
Cool. And
depends though, if you put in like locations, sometimes locations will get paid like more. But if you're talking about crew, more time it might be me.
So right now in the UK scene, looking at the level of videos, where do you think we are? Like, how do you see it from a creative point of view?
It's alright, but it's the same. Everyone plays safe.
Elaborate.
Like, I feel like in the UK, we all want what that one person just did all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, their camera did a 360. I want a 360 now.
So people probably send in other videos to
all the
directors
time.
saying,
I get videos that just came out the day before, maybe even 20 hours before.
Mm.
That's a reference in a video treatment for this song, and I'm like.
So what would you say is missing? Because one thing I noticed with you is you have like, and I hate to always put them on a pedestal, but I feel like you have that American feel to some of your videos, and not even in the sense of like it's nothing to do with where they are, it's just the level. Like it so happens that that state or that country.
But that's because what I grew up on. I grew up watching. I used to watch cartoons and that, but I religiously every day watch Music Channel, from MTV to Kiss to Channel U. Like I was watching like the MTV Base, all of that all the time. So that glossy kind of like, I don't know, I look at videos different. Like to me, I want, when you come to me for a video, I don't want to just shoot a video that makes you look like just an artist. I want you to look like a superstar, like how everyone back in the 2000s and the 90s looked. Yeah. So that's kind of my thing, like, or if it's like a concept piece, I want it to either look cinematic, or if it's got to have like a comedy feel to it, I want it to be like a story. Do you get it?
Yeah, 100%. You can see that in your work. Like I feel like all of your work, you can see there's been so much thought into it. Like probably one of my favourite videos of yours is M. Huncho and Nave.
That's my favourite video.
I was going to actually ask you what's your favourite video to film, that one?
That's my favourite.
Why?
Just because Huncho just left me to get on with it. He was like, cool, this is the song. I want you to do a video for it. Can you write a treatment? I said, cool. And literally a month before I wrote that, I was on a flight to LA and I watched Goodfellas for the first time. Never seen it before.
Sick film.
Yeah, banging.
I saw that there's a clip that you got inspired by, innit?
The one take at the beginning. Yeah. I was on that plane and I said, this is amazing. I said, right, cool, lock it in the back.
Do you know why I love that, yeah? Because you see like growing up, so you see like you referred to watching videos when you were younger. Like one of the main directors that I always rated was Hype Williams, yeah? And I remember watching something when I was younger, like MTV Base or something, and it was about the letterbox effect. Yeah. Which I think was Hype Williams, and they showed like, it's probably like a mini doc, and they showed like 20 videos that was all popping at that time, and it had that effect. And they used to like, directors used to tell the inspiration behind their videos, and it used to be so sick finding out like, right, you got that off of that film. But I had never heard a UK director, and I'm just thinking before I say, I never heard a UK director break that down. And they probably have been inspired by things, but when you broke it down where you got it from, personally, I think from a content point of view, we need so much more of that. Because it's like, have you seen Roddy Ricch talking about how he made the box?
I haven't, no.
And you know the noise is him, yeah? That's him, yeah?
It's like an LA joke. You went there, you should have been there.
Sorry, I went there.
You went there.
But yeah, you know that noise is him. Yeah. So he left the whole song at the end and basically breaks down, it got inspired by Michael Jackson. Like that noise that Michael Jackson used to make that I'm not going to try and do, but that noise.
Okay. Do you want to try it?
Do you want to go for it?
Yeah, go and try it.
No, do you want to go for it?
No, I'm good still.
Alright, so obviously after that, it was kind of like, I thought, we need more of that in the UK. So I feel like your videos that you're doing, and especially like some of the exclusives that you're getting, the stuff that's coming, please, and this is from a fan point of view, break down like as much as you can. I don't know, does it give away the gems? Is there a downfall of doing that?
I just normally break it down when people like book me to talk and stuff. So it's like when I'm doing talks and stuff, I'll break videos down, but
that was on your page. I'm sure you broke it down on your page.
The M. Huncho one? Yeah, because I matched up the actual Goodfellas with the actual one take that we did for Huncho. But that was just because I was so proud of it, and I was like, we actually killed it. Yeah, no, that was hard. So another highlight moment I remember is obviously your advertising campaign, which was what, last year now, 2 years ago? 2019? 18?
No, 2018, 2018.
Yeah, because we shot it in 2018, it came out December.
I feel like, and you might correct me, around that time is when it started getting lit for you.
Yeah, it started going mad.
Yeah, I feel like that time, the M. Huncho video, wasn't it? What was the video that set
M. Huncho was it was the Roddy Ricch one.
Roddy Ricch, Chip.
Yeah, Young Bane.
The
Plug.
So that video, which I think is, where did that chart, isn't it?
Yeah, it charted top 10.
Did you do that over there?
We did Roddy's in LA, and then...
Talk to me about the LA process. So you flew into LA. So you flew over to LA. Is this the first time you've been to LA?
So, no.
I feel like now we're at another stage. We're at another stage of the conversation, guys, because now we're talking about a place that Ashleigh loves.
You know, when I'm
Talk to me
flicking the
about
wig,
LA.
it's all mad.
Because I feel like if you could live, alright, I'm going to ask a question that I know the
Go for
answer
it.
to. If you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be?
Of course it would be LA.
Okay, why?
We need to get that bag, baby. That's why.
Why? Is it just a bag?
Yes, collect the bag.
For real?
I love LA. I love it.
Yeah.
Don't know if I could live there forever though. But I could go there. I could do 6 months and then come back. Because I love London as well.
What do you love about LA?
I love the weather. I love the way that you can literally, you just never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Every day is, you
happens
can't.
like that, isn't it?
One minute you're there eating a young taco in the hood. Next thing you know, you're at certain man's parties.
Do you know what I think is mad? And we're going to touch on that as well. I used to say to people, probably in like 2015, I think first time I went to LA was like 2015, 2014, 2015. And every time I described LA to someone, I used to say, you could, and I used to make it a joke, but it's like as more and more people have gone, everyone's saying this, you could go from talking to someone to being like, everyone introduces themselves as their role. So it's like, hi, I'm so-and-so's choreographer. Yes. Oh, what are you doing after? Do you want to come to so-and-so's party? Oh, now we're actually going on so-and-so's jet. And then now we're end up in so-and-so's yacht. Like, it literally is like that. What was your experience like?
Which time?
The first time. What was the first time you went?
The first time I went was in 2014.
Okay.
And that was even a mad one because I ended up at Dre and Michelle's
But
house.
I feel like you've got that thing that my big shout out to my brother Critical. You've got that thing he has.
Critical was there when I first ever got to LA. Imagine I jumped off the plane, I'm walking through Passport, and then we're coming out, and then next thing you know, I look and I see Crept and Conan. I said, "What are you lot doing here?"
Was that BT?
Yes.
Yeah.
They were like, "What are you doing here?" I was like, "It just comes to LA." They was like, "Oh, BT," and then Crit pulled up, and he was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "What?" And
You've got that same thing.
Yeah,
like,
it was nuts.
There's something that he has that I always give him credit for, is that he's a master networker.
Yeah, he's
a master maintainer of relationships, and he has proper relationships with people. Yeah. And I feel like the same things happened to you. Like there was a time, just lastly touching Crit, there was a time where you went, I don't know if you saw it, where Crit had the selfie of the year, where he was with like Katy Perry and someone else, and it was just like, what? This is mental.
I remember that.
Like, it was at the was
it like the VMAs or something?
What's Big Sean's old girl's name? The one who had the concert and
Ariana Grande.
Because he was on tour. So for me, I could be like watching your snap, and it would be like food, car, Diddy's house. like it would just be like, it would be like drink, meditation, reading, Lil Romeo. Like it's just how do we talk us through it, like share this experience, because there's people, remember that I've never been to LA, like I've been to LA a couple of times, and I think it's a sick place and I felt that energy, but I don't think people over here get the difference, because I've had conversations with men over here and it's almost sounding like you're just sucking the arse, not that they don't get it. So talk to us about that UK US difference and the vibe and the energy and all of that other good stuff.
It's just different. Like, first of all, when you're there and you open your mouth, they're just like, "Oh my god, say something else." And you're just like, "What do you want me to say?" "Oh my god." They love the accent. Yeah. So already they're just gassed over that. And then it's just like, they're just on it. Like, they just want to network, get the bag, chase their dreams. Like, everyone's in LA for a reason. No one's there just because. Do you get it?
100%.
So it's like, you're all in the same boat.
Everyone has purpose, innit? And I feel like they're always actively working on the purpose as well. Because I feel like the difference here, you could bump into someone who's someone, and they would literally kind of, because we're from this has always been my theory, we're from the British culture. We root back to that whole royal family ethic of like, yes, you can be successful, but just be tasteful with it. Yeah. Just be humble with it.
Don't be too loud about it. Yeah. Like, keep everything.
Like, whereas there, they'd be like, "Hi, I'm actually Jade. I'm actually a Grammy Award-winning video director. What about you?" And
that sounds kind of nice.
And it's calm. But you know what I'm saying, though? Like, and it's calm over there. Whereas over here, it'd be like, "What's my man trying to flex on me?" Or why is my man? And I feel like LA has that, but you have got to be in a receiving mode. So I feel like you've got to go there with an intention, and I feel like you did.
Yeah, definitely now. I feel like the last couple of trips I've gone to LA, I've definitely been in that place where I'm ready to receive what's going to come to me. Whereas before, like when I first went to LA, like I was still in that mind state, but I was like, how can I explain it? I was just broke. Like I went there with like hardly any money, but I was like, I just have to go. And that was the best thing I did, because that made me want to go again and work towards something. No, I had no plan. I just knew that I was going to go to LA and I wanted to see it for real life, like see what it was about. Because I'd been to New York and I was convinced that I loved New York. That was it. It was never going to change. But then going to LA and like, you know, first time there, I met Drea and seeing that, because you know me, like, cool, I'm the creative, yeah, but it's like, I like the wealth side of everything. I like the luxury stuff. I want all the big houses. I want all the money and stuff.
Where does that come from?
That comes from watching a lot of MTV Cribs with my dad when I was younger.
Growing up.
Yeah, like obsessed with houses and obsessed with cars. Like I've just always, I don't know, I've always had that to dream really big.
Because I feel like, and we had this conversation briefly the other day, like there's so many creatives. Like, my idea of a creative, and they'll probably slaughter me for this, yeah, is that they're so talented. I know some of the most talented creatives from, like, whether it be artists, whether it be graphic designers, whether it be even tattoo artists, like, and sometimes they're so talented that they're too talented for their own good and they don't know what to do. Like, I feel like some of them are actually overwhelmed with their skill.
Yeah, they're too in their head.
Yeah, too in their head, and I think, this is my friend, I want to obviously hear yours, is that